G'day viewers, I'm Chris. Welcome to another episode of The Creative Space. How about we head on over to that workbench and start getting creative? I'll catch you there. Welcome back to the workbench, everyone. It's been a while since we've been creative, but here we are, ready to do some more crafting. And I thought, what better way than to review a craft kit that I picked up from good old Spotlight here in Australia. This particular one was on clearance for $7, which I thought was pretty good. I'll put that to the side. Yeah, here we go. All right, so we've got some U-Butte instructions there, which can come in handy. We'll just stick them on the side. So there's our hoop, which is, of course, the ring for the Dreamcatcher. This version of a Dreamcatcher uses a doily for the center part. So we have some pink string, we have some sisal string, we've got some ribbon in different colors, and we have a few tassels as well. And we also have a darning needle as part of the kit and a tube of glue. So that's pretty cool. Pretty good for $7, considering sometimes it costs $7 just to buy a ring. So pretty good buy. All right, so the first thing to do is to get your sisal or hemp cord and wrap around the ring. So I'm just going to start it with a simple granny knot, I call them. Probably a double granny knot. I'll go really crazy with the knots. So a double granny knot. And then it's a matter and time consuming and enjoyable therapeutic part of the craft. Just simply wrapping that around, and rather than boring you watching this, I'm going to time lapse it and speed it up. Well, as you can see, a bit tough on the fingers holding it all, but as you can see, not quite enough string to cover just this little bit here, but I think I probably pushed it together a bit too tight, so it's not going to be too much of an issue. I just need to pull the string around a bit. So then we're just going to tie this off together with that other tail, and this can become part of the tail at the bottom, which will then camouflage or hide our join. Now, just the knot at the top here, so that it all doesn't just unravel on me, I'm going to hot glue that. So I've got my U-Butte battery hot glue gun. And that's going to hold that really well. All right, there we go. So as you can see, I don't know if I can focus that close enough, but the hot glue has held that knot really well. The ring itself is reasonably covered. There's a few gaps, but that's okay. So the next step is to attach the doily into the center using this pink cord. Alright, so let's do another granny knot at the bottom. There we go. Just use these points to stretch it out on. And so that's a really good guide. So each of these points on the doily will be where we're threading the needle through. Alright, so let's go into time warp mode. So what you're doing is just taking this string up to each of these points and back. And when you come around here, you will probably line it, more than likely to line up naturally in that gap on the doily. Okay, so we've got the doily in place, and now we just have to go around, tighten up the thread and make sure it's all kind of sitting where it should be. Now it's reasonably tight. I might just go around again and just give it a bit more of a tighten. Yeah, that's a much better tension. So once you've got it to the tightness that you think will be good, because remember it will kind of stretch a bit as well in over time, so just make that nice as tight as you can, and then just cut this length off. Now I'm just going to wrap it around, and I'll just tie those two ends together. So there we have it. That's the center of the Dreamcatcher. Now I'm just going to leave these for a moment and see if I need to remove them at the end or not. Alright, so the next part is to use all of these, and we kind of do like a slip knot over the frame, but of course we don't want them all to be the same length. So I might cut. This is pretty much a freehand thing to do. So I've just cut this, the pink one that comes with it, I've just cut it in half, and then I will cut the other half in half again. Now what we'll do with the longest ones is we'll put them into the center of the Dreamcatcher. So it's pretty simple. Now also you don't need to have it so the ends are even either. So I'm just going to bring it up a bit to make them off or uneven. So it depends on where the front of the loop's going to be. So I'm going to do it the opposite way. I'm going to bring this through there. And that way, this front of it will hide the knots that are there. So that gives us our first length. Now I'm going to also get the other long one of this thinner one. And again, I'm going to make it a bit uneven. And I'm going to put it just next to it. And kind of with this, you can, I mean, a lot of this can be adjusted afterward to get it all balanced. Now to put the tassels on, and with the leftover cord that you have. Alright, so I'm going to, this one's going to go down into the center here, and I'm going to tie it on here first, just so that I can get the right distance of each tassel. And the easiest way, of course, to thread these on is by using the darning needle again. Just through the top. And when you've got it in the position you think you'd like it, then of course you can just do a knot by going over the top, underneath and back through, and that gives you the knot to hold it into place. I think I'll go a white one. So I've got all the tassels now attached, and I do still have a few left over. So I'm going to see if I've got a bit of cord that I can do some more tassels with. So I didn't have any cord, but I do of course have plenty of yarn. So I thought I would just do that, and with these tassels that are left over, I'm just going to put a hanger from there and there, I think. Okay, so the last thing to do is to put, so we've got all that on, we've got our extra cords on there to hang those feathers. We now need to make sure we've got something to hang it from. So let me get my center, which was that one. So we're just going to loop a piece of string through there. And then knot it at the top, and that will give us our hanging spot. We just cut that off. Alright, So that's our Dreamcatcher. Now what I want to do is just add a bit of extra bling to it. So I've had these mirrors kicking around in the craft drawers for ages. So I'm going to just put some on various spots on here. So the way I'm going to do that is basically just a blob of hot glue on one. Put it on the string and then lay the other one on top. I'm not going to put a lot of these on because I don't want it to be too over the top. And I think just the three will work well. But yeah, the result, I'm quite pleased with that, and I think that would make a great gift. So until next time, remember that every day is a good day to be creative. See ya.